party is a divided house. The ODM party is divided right in the middle over the issue of the Building Bridges Initiative process. And two camps have emerged within ODM party. There is one camp which is led by Junet Mohammed and Opiyo Wandayi. And then there is also the other camp which is led by James Orengo and Otiende Amolo. The Opiyo Wandayi and Junet Mohammed camp is where Raila Odinga is as we speak today. Which means James Orengo is leading a rebellion against Raila Amolo Odinga on Building Bridges Initiative process. And the question which Kenyans are asking is one: can James Orengo sustain an onslaught against Raila Amolo Odinga? Can James Orengo stage a coup successfully against Raila Amolo Odinga in ODM party? That's the question Kenyans are asking. But personally, my answer to that question is very simple. James Orengo cannot stage a fight against Raila Amolo Odinga. James Orengo cannot sustain a fight against Raila Amolo Odinga, especially in Nyanza. And James Orengo has clearly surrendered to Raila Odinga. He has also surrendered on the issue of the Building Bridges Initiative process. He couldn't even sustain the fight for a day. And I'm going to explain to you guys. But before I do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your support. But don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to drop your comments. That's the only request I'm making to you guys. Now let us get back to serious business. On Friday, James Orengo and Otiende Amolo embarked on a tour of the Nyanza region. First stop, Migori County. And while in Migori, they incited the residents there. You could tell from the body language of James Orengo, you could tell from the tone of his voice. You could also tell from the way he was speaking. James Orengo was ready for a fight.
Anyo chawache bunge Senate. Ninya tika koido pokne. Nyonya tika untie. Kenda awacho no kawacha chaka Korengo nitie Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Okwano kuonde manonego yudi e bunge Kenya ka. Toki wacho ni Migori onego yudi, Kisii onego yudi, Homa Bay onego yudi, Busia onego yudi, gikwano gite. Kora ane mudha lai ot ni yawadi kode. Ane mudha lai ot ni yawadi kode. Nitie, ingeni dhiangu koseroe. Therefore, teno will go, Makwiny will go to go. Because Puriamo Vergo. Tonga Matwanka Aduma. Kano Otiende Amolo. Okinyalonya go to go.
From Migori, James Orengo and the group then went back to Siaya. And while in Siaya, they encountered youths there, rowdy youths. And their mission aborted. So that was on Friday. On Saturday, James Orengo and the group were expected to continue with this onslaught. But they surrendered. James Orengo and Otiende Amolo surrendered. Why am I saying so? I want you to listen to James Orengo's speech and also listen to Otiende Amolo's speech. I want you to listen keenly to the tone and to the body language because clearly they have surrendered. The tone in Alego on Saturday is completely different from their tone in Migori on Friday.
What is important is that we keep our eyes on the goal. And the two goals is BBI, the second goal is Raila Amolo Odinga being president. Even in the course of that time, There are those who do not want Raila to reach, to be Caleb or Joshua, because they have their own issues and their own convictions. But like me, I am persuaded that our primary goal is BBI, and our second and fundamental goal is Raila Odinga being president. The rest we can deal with.
Tumeamua kama nchi na katika chama chetu ya ODM ambayo inashirikiana na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta pamoja na ndugu yake Raila Odinga na chama cha ODM, tunashikana pamoja katika hili tetezi ya kubadilisha sehemu zingine vipengele fulani katika katiba yetu ambayo ni ya kujenga nchi. Na nasema kwa dhati ya kwamba msimamo wetu ni kwamba hii BBI tunataka ipitishwe, na wiki ijayo itapitishwa katika bunge la taifa na bunge la Senate, na ikifika mwezi wa Julai ama mwezi wa 8 tunaenda kwa kura ya referendum ama maoni, na tunaomba Wakenya wote wakati huo mpige kura ndio kwa hili swala.
So I'm being told that on Saturday, Orengo and the group were expected to traverse Nyanza again. But when they woke up and placed their phone call to their pilot, chopper had been taken away. Because that chopper was provided for them so that they could go outside there and campaign for the BBI. But what they did was opposite. So the pilot was told, "Your chopper kuna." So on Saturday, they never used the chopper. That's the truth. But why do you think James Orengo surrendered so early? Because if it was a fight, he ought to have sustained it. The best option would have been, if he had issues, he would have raised them, because there was a platform for Orengo to raise them. And Junet Mohammed made certain statements, and I want just to share, made certain statements in, is it the Daily Nation or the Standard? This is what Junet Mohammed is saying. I'm just trying to look for it. Junet is saying, Orengo co-chaired the committee that produced the final bill. He cannot turn around now to say we didn't agree on this or that. He cannot run away from his baby. He is essentially trying to disown a document he himself, by virtue of being a co-captain author. It is the height of political dishonesty. He's continuing. The first county to pass the bill was Siaya, that he, Mr. Orengo, represent in the Senate and oversight. Why didn't he ask them not to pass if he feels it's a roading? Why was he quiet when other counties were passing the bill? So James Orengo, in my considered opinion, has already surrendered. Why do you think James Orengo surrendered? 5 reasons. Number 1 is the betrayal by members of parliament. Two members of parliament assured James Orengo that they were going to accompany him to pass this message to the people on the ground. Most of them started pulling out one by one. So Orengo found himself with 3 members of parliament in Migori: Otiende Amolo and Uhuru and Otiende. Otiende is on the other side, so which means he's not part of Orengo's team. The funeral just happened in his constituency. Then there was my member of parliament, Uhuru. Uhuru was also there in his capacity, being a friend to the guy. So most members of parliament they expected to join them did not. Some of them started receiving phone calls, Raila Odinga explaining to them, and some of them told me, because I spoke to them, that the problem they had was that they believed in Orengo. They didn't know that Orengo was actually talking a different language from the position of the ODM party. So most of these members of parliament betrayed Orengo. So there was no way Orengo was going to sustain this war alone. It can't happen. Number 2 was the ground hostility. The truth of the matter is that in Nyanza, it is very difficult, very, very difficult to oppose Raila Amolo Odinga. When people see you and feel that you have a problem and your main objective is to oppose Raila Odinga, they don't agree with you. So I think the event which took place in the heckling by the youths, the rowdy youths in Alego Songa, shocked them. And probably they were advised that if you're going outside there, make sure Raila Odinga is not in the picture. But you see, on Saturday, when they were supposed to go and sell the gospel to other group, Raila Odinga was already meeting with Opiyo and Junet Mohammed, and they even circulated those photos. So basically, Raila Odinga was confirming to everybody who was still in doubt that he's actually with the team of Opiyo and Junet Mohammed. So the ground became hostile for James Orengo. Number 3, I think Orengo also didn't want to be seen to be fighting Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter, and you can't dispute it, is that in 2007, James Orengo made a comeback to parliament through ODM party. Mwanga, the youthful Mwanga, had to be stopped by Raila Amolo Odinga himself at last minute. In 2013, James Orengo became a senator without even a single poster, because Raila told people that Orengo is going to help me. Uko juu. In 2017, again, Orengo won the Senate without a single poster. In fact, Orengo's poster, there was only one billboard of Orengo in Kisumu as you enter Siaya. Kisumu and Siaya, I don't know how many kilometers ngapi, 60 something to Siaya town. But you see the farthest end of Siaya is Uko border Budalangi and Siaya, very far. So Orengo had only one banner, one poster, one billboard in Kisumu town. So Orengo did not really campaign. And the members of parliament who are around him, who are supposed to accompany him, most of them wants to contest again. And they fear that if they are seen to be going against Raila Amolo Odinga, some of them might not come back. They didn't want to be tagged betrayers. Because the fact is, those who are with Opiyo and Junet Mohammed were really pushing strongly online that Orengo is a betrayer. So Orengo would not want a situation where he's being seen to be fighting Raila Amolo Odinga. You see, it's fashionable to go outside there and tell people, constituency yako was supposed to be two, but mepewa moja. Then when you go to parliament, you speak a different language. The way we are seeing Orengo and the group are saying that in parliament, they are just going to pass the document without change. But outside there, they're telling people that this document has issues. So what are you telling people in general? Number 4, I think their timing was also not right. In politics, there's one thing which you must get right. Timing. You miss the timing, you miss everything. The timing now was not right for Orengo to come out, to be seen to be fighting Raila Amolo Odinga. Well, we know Orengo was all over this country campaigning for the Building Bridges Initiative process. So that his timing was bad. And lastly is the messaging. The truth of the matter is that Orengo and the team were able to go to the people and explain to the people their issues, which was okay. But were they able to sustain their messaging? Were they able to fight off the propaganda from the other side? Because if James Orengo is saying that Nyatiki is supposed to get a constituency, in fact, it was clear that all Nyanza counties were supposed to get 2 additional constituencies. He's failing them to give them the formula. Because if you give a clear formula to people that take a pen and a paper, Kiambu County got these additional constituencies. They are favored. And you explain to people using a formula why Kiambu doesn't deserve the number of constituencies they got. Then you use the same formula to explain to Sia people why they ought to get 2 and not 1. Use a formula. So basically what has happened in this case is that Orengo and the team went to the ground, captured the ground, and people were with them. But but they were unable to sustain their messaging. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. My conclusion is very simple. James Orengo has already surrendered. His speech is very clear that he's going to support BBI, that Raila Odinga is the best. So basically, he can't come out tomorrow to deny that. So he has surrendered. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.